Hello folks, this is Pastor Brian. We are in the book of Exodus having our daily devotion. We've come today to Exodus chapter 13. Now remember that Exodus chapter 12 was all about the Passover and how that God passed over his people who had the blood on the lintels and the doorposts of the house and spared them. Well, in chapter 13 verse 1, God says, "Sanctify to me every firstborn, the offspring of every womb, among the sons of Israel, both of man and beast. It belongs to me." Now, God had declared in chapter 11, verse 5, that he was going to kill all of the firstborn of man and beast. However, if the household was willing to take a lamb and sacrifice that lamb in its place, and then shelter beneath the blood of that lamb that covered the doorpost all night long, the angel of death would pass over them and spare them, and they would not be killed. Well, in chapter 13, that's what's taken place. The sons of Israel obeyed the Lord. They took shelter under the blood of the Lamb. They were spared. They were saved from his wrath and judgment. And so in chapter 13, God says that those men and beasts that should have been killed but were spared, those belong to me. And then he required the Israelites to sanctify them unto him. To sanctify means to consecrate or to devote, to set apart those people and those animals unto the Lord. And they could do that in various ways. They could sanctify that man or beast by either killing them, sacrificing them, and offering them up in sacrifice to God, or they could redeem them by that person or beast back by purchasing a lamb and offering the lamb in its place, or they could break its neck, as they would do with the donkey. So there's various ways they could sanctify the man or the beast. Now, of course, people were not to be sacrificed. They were to be redeemed by a lamb. Now, here's the point. God has spared us from wrath and judgment. Just like in Exodus 12, the angel of death has passed over us because we have applied the blood of Christ to our souls by faith. He passes over. Instead of bringing wrath and judgment, he brings grace and mercy. But all those who have been spared his wrath are now required by God to sanctify or to consecrate themselves to God's service. We belong to God now, not to ourselves. 1 Corinthians 6:20 says, "You are not your own, for you have been bought with a price. Therefore glorify God in your body." So if we claim to be redeemed by blood, the blood of Christ, we are now under obligation to consecrate our lives to God and to his service. The old hymn says it really well. "Love so amazing, so divine, demands my soul, my life, my all." So my question to you today is, have you devoted your life to God and to his service? If you have been redeemed by blood, you have no choice. That is God's call, his command, his requirement upon your life. Let's devote our lives to God and to his service.